And this is what we have already suggested to Sahaji, so that most of it, and of course the last one is the important one, we all hope that will happen, GST. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for acceding to our request and also for giving valuable suggestions for the improvement in schemes. We come to the last presentation now on behalf of textile machinery manufacturer. May I request Mr. Bhagwati. Sir, in the interest of time, I'll also request you to kindly keep it short for 10 minutes. Right.
Last speaker always has a benefit.
Which one is you are speaking or you are?
There is a presentation. Yeah. Yeah. Right.
This will be okay.
This is
This one you can change.
this. Let's change. Okay. Joint Secretary, Sir Vishwajit Sahai, Mr. Unnikrishnan, Mahendra Bhai, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. Chetan, where is he? He's gone. He made a request to be as short as possible. That reminds me of one story, that I'll be like a lady's skirt, short enough to be interesting, but long enough to cover everything. So, as far as my presentation is concerned, it is with the textile policy which has been on the anvil. It has been prepared by Ajay Shankar long back, and it is under study, and a lot of debate is going on, and hopefully this will be implemented soon. So this is on one aspect. The second aspect is the an announcement by Prime Minister for Make in India. How can we increase the indigenous production of equipment which is today being imported in excess of $100 million US? So considering all these three factors, we have a plan. This we would like to present, and this could, if implemented, I am sure it will help improving the industry status, and industry, that is textile machinery industry, can get to a better status. Yeah. So, as far as the Make in India program is concerned, the idea is to develop industry which is a little bit underdeveloped, and how to make it develop. And second is that you generate employment, you generate production, and you generate exports. So if we are considering textile and textile machinery industry, these are the two industries which will definitely are most eligible industries for Make in India initiative. Because if we look at the abundant availability of raw material, that is cotton, skilled workforce, established install base, textile industry has great potential to generate jobs at highest level. This is the second largest industry with regard to employment after agricultural sector. Earn valuable foreign exchange by exporting high value added textiles and apparels, and to meet growing domestic demand of demographically young India, who has now more disposable income and they can spend on, their fabrics and garments. To support textile industry, it is imperative to develop textile engineering industry, which needs to undergo technological upgradation at accelerated rate. Competition for both industries from China and European countries is rapidly declining because of the wages which are going up rapidly there in those countries. And this has given a real good one-time, lifetime opportunity to both the industries to really face this or take up this challenge in a most positive manner. If you look at the overview of our industry, then I'm going back to this policy document which is prepared for textile industry. It is envisaged that Vision 2024 to 25, the domestic sale of textile industry should reach a production level of 300 million US dollar from the current level of US 100 billion dollars. Further, India has the potential to export apparels and textiles worth US 300 billion dollars by 2000 in next 10 years from its current level of US 40 billion dollars. If you are comparing these figures with China, China is even now exporting more than 300 billion US dollars of garments and fabrics and textile, mostly to United States and European Union countries. So it is an ambitious target, but achievable target. This would maximize employment generation and value creation within the country. In the process, investment of about 120 billion would take place and about 35 million additional jobs would get created. So as I said, these are the most eligible industries for Make in India program. This is possible within 10 years if really we concentrate, that is government, all the stakeholders in general. If we concentrate on this is an achievable target which I think would be possible under this government. The TEI in India is that is textile engineering industry in India, is one of the 5 key capital goods industries. It consists of 1,400 units and with a total investment of 9,100 crore. More than 80, this figure is now changed. It has gone to 11,000. Yeah. And more than 80% of these units are in small and medium sector. The installed capacity of textile engineering industry is 10,500 crore, and it provides direct and indirect employment to more than 285,000 people. It meets 45 to 50% of the demand of the Indian textile industry. That means, unfortunately, more than 50% is still being imported. What is the reason for such large imports of textile machinery? The reason is that the textile industry over a period of time after independence has got really highly fragmented. So from an organized sector, it has largely gone into an unorganized sector, power looms and so on. Slow modernization has been there as user industry is not subject to global competition on account of closed economy for all these years. With regard to spinning sector, textile engineering industry has no technology gap and is able to offer spinning equipment of world-class quality, because even now, I think if you compare the world exports, or global exports, then India's share is around 25%. But if you compare only textiles, garment and fabric, it is roughly 3 to 4%. So this is the reason why the spinning sector has really come up very well, and there is no technological gap. But for weaving and processing sectors, because these industries are mostly in unorganized sector, and therefore the textile engineering industry is focusing more on customers who are in this sector, unorganized sector. As a result, wide technological gaps today exist. Even used imported weaving machines are preferred over new low-tech weaving machines produced locally. This is the reality of the day. Gaps in technology, as stated above, have forced organized textile industry to go for high import of modern equipment, enabling them to compete in export market. The reason for export, therefore, is evident that those who want to export, those who want to produce quality goods, they have to go for imported machines. We were, about 4 or 5 years back, our association decided that all these technological gaps we should identify, and therefore we appointed GERZI and asked them to identify the technology gaps, and wherever there are technology gaps, what remedial actions they would suggest in order that these technology gaps can be breached. So they produce, or they have given us a report which is very exhaustive. They have, for example, if we are talking about, weaving sector, then the required know-how, they have mentioned that we must acquire know-how related to shuttle-less looms, a rapier type, which has got more than 400 RPM running, and for air jets, water jets, different specifications are mentioned. And then who could be the technology supplier, they have also specified. Unfortunately, this Picanol, who is mentioned here, they are very reluctant to come to